Let me guess, you've always wanted to learn to sing, but you've never known how to get started. Maybe you already bought a course and you've had a look on YouTube. And it's an absolute minefield. Mixed voice, belting, curbing, all of this stuff. You don't need any of it to get started singing right here, right now, today. Not everyone wants to tour the world in a rock band screaming high notes, right? You don't need 3 octaves of range if you just want to take an acoustic guitar out camping with you and you want to sing a couple of songs with your buddies, right? And have them not laugh at you, right? Say you want to sing, "It's not time to make a change, just relax and take it easy. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl and settle down. And if you want, you can marry. Look at me, I'm old, but I'm happy." Right? You don't need 3 octaves of range to sing like this today. The very first thing that you need to do if you want to get started singing today is find a sustained resonant sound. Doesn't really matter where you do it or what sound you're using. I'll give you a couple of examples though. A hum, an M is really good. Right, you just need to find that sustained resonant sound. That's what you're hearing in my voice when I'm singing. That's what you're hearing in your favorite singers as well. This sustained resonant sound doesn't have to be low like that. You can do it wherever's comfortable for you. N is another really great sound. It's with the kind of tip of the tongue behind the top teeth at the alveolar ridge. NG, like the end of the word sing, the kind of back of the tongue is up touching the roof of the mouth. Hearing that sustained resonance, right? Now, you don't need to sit down for an hour and practice this. You can do this for 30 seconds. You can do it for 3 minutes, while you're making coffee in the morning. The key here is just to make it as natural as you possibly can and to not hyper-focus on it. You basically want this to run on muscle memory. And then when you're thinking of singing and when you're practicing singing, you really want to focus on that resonant buzz in your voice. The next thing you want to do is find your head voice or your falsetto, right? Right? And what you want to do is connect that downwards. Now, what happens to most people when they start doing this is they go, ooh, and you get that yodel in there, right? So what we want to do is turn that ooh at the top into a front vowel. And what that means is basically the center of the tongue, not the tip, not the back, the middle, is slightly up. And we catch the high frequencies in the front of the mouth. It's more like a French sound, ooh, right? Do you see how that's becoming one and really that are becoming one and it's one sound? There's a muscular aspect to this. There's 2 different pitching mechanisms in the voice. And there's also an acoustic aspect to this as well because your vowels are a frequency just like your pitch. Let's just keep it simple though. And the next thing you need to do is define your front and back vowels. So each vowel is different, right? It's not like you have one sound and one setup for all words or all sounds that you're going to sing, right? You've got vowels which are smaller in the front and they're bright. You've got vowels which are smaller in the back and they're bright in the back, right? For example, an A or E sound, le. That tongue is up slightly in the mouth and I'm catching the ping in the front of the mouth. Le. Right? Now, if I open that up to an A, like the very first syllable in the word lateral or last, that ping moves, right? And the A is bright here, the A is bright here. This is incredibly important for you getting started as a singer. If you can define that front and back vowel, you could pretty much take a song, a Cat Stevens song like I just took there, you could pretty much sing it already. If you get that connection, if you've got that sustained resonant sound and you get your front and back vowels, I mean, that's all I'm doing, right? It's not time to make a change, Just relax and take it easy. You're still young. It's really only two sounds or two groupings of sounds. Got those bright sounds in the back, got those bright sounds in the front, right? Now, what you want to do next, after you've had a little bit of practice and you're getting used to that resonant sound, maybe you play with a couple of songs, you're finding your front and back vowels, you really want to start drilling those vowels. When it comes to vowels, this can be a challenging concept to get your head around, but it's a fundamental, intrinsic part of how the voice functions on that fundamental level, right? So what is a vowel? A vowel is a frequency. When you're sustaining that sound there, right? Lay, hey, yeah. That sustained sound is a frequency, right? It's a speed of vibration. Now, what's our pitch? What's the note we're singing? Well, that's obviously a frequency as well, right? Now, what creates our pitch? Vibration of the vocal folds. Uh-oh, what creates the frequency of the vowel? Vibration of the vocal folds. But your frequency of your vowel and your frequency of your pitch aren't necessarily the same thing, right? So the vocal folds have this conflict of interest. So what you're going to find somewhere slightly higher up in your voice is breaks. You're going to find what people call vocal breaks. They don't actually exist in most cases. It's a resonant thing and it's an acoustic thing. They're singing two different sounds which can't and don't connect. If you can find the common denominator and you can find a frequency thread that connects them, the breaks don't really exist, especially once you've got that connection physically from head to chest voice in your pitching mechanisms. So for example, if I take that A sound, right, and I go, something happens here around about that C, the B, maybe the D on a good day, right? That's because I've got a disparity between the frequency of the vowel and the frequency of the pitch. And I'm trying to keep that same thickness in the voice, right? If I let that go, I get falsetto, right? Now, instead of physically trying to add that pressure, if we slightly alter our vowel sound, so A is neutral, E is wider, and Re is kind of like an umbrella, right? We're going from a church archway to an umbrella in the back of the mouth, right? So that break's not there, right? If I do it in that way, right? Your breaks are all about vowel sounds. And finding a higher range or even finding your middle range and singing comfortably in that first kind of aspect of your voice there, that chest voice range, whatever you want to call it, it's actually all about your vowel sounds. Now, once you've been through this process, you're finding your sustained resonance, you're connecting head and chest voice, you're defining your front and back vowels, and you're starting to mess around with the range and register stuff like I just showed you, right? You're going to want to have a look at some higher songs, right? Say you've worked out a couple of songs in that lower range, just like I was doing, really comfortable, really easy, you get it. I mean, if you've got that resonant sound and you've got those vowels in there, I mean, you can already sing a Cat Stevens song. You don't need to find mixed voice or belting or any of this stuff that people talk about. You just need to put your vowel sounds into the song, right? I mean, that's really what I'm doing there, right? You can hear those, the front vowel and the back vowel in the song when I'm singing, right? So time is an A, and change is your A vowel in the front. And you'll notice that every song is actually a set of very, very simple patterns that basically cycle between these vowel sounds. Eventually, you're going to want to look at higher songs, and it's exactly the same premise, right? Pack my bags and let's get moving, 'cause I'm bound to drift a while, yeah. When I'm gone, you don't have to worry long. As long as I could see the light. Again, you're hearing those two sounds, right? Pack my bags and let's get moving. I mean, the bag there, the John Fogerty thing, pretending to be from Florida, that's an A, bag, right? And then bound, 'cause I'm bound to drift a while, yeah. Again, it's just these two vowel groupings, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm taking that very basic process. Find your resonance, find your vowels, find your connection, find your range, and then I'm basically slotting it into the songs. And you'll be amazed at how fast you make process when this is your ground level, when you set this as your foundation. Don't worry about all that crazy stuff that's out there. Start with that sustained resonant sound. Find your vowels, your front vowel and your back vowel, and jump into a couple of really, really simple songs and put that resonance and put those vowels into that song. You're going to be amazed at the progress you're going to make, and your mates are going to be amazed at the campfire when you whip out your guitar and you can actually sing. Along the way, you're going to come up against all kinds of obstacles, which are going to be intrinsic and idiosyncratic to your voice. We're all different. We're all different people. We all got different accents, different voice types, different dispositions, personalities, all this kind of stuff. So different people have different issues as singer because you are the instrument, right? Over the past 15 years, working with hundreds of singers all around the world, helping them, sing better than they ever imagined possible, I've been able to identify 12 vocal progress killers, consistent vocal progress killers in almost every single student I've ever worked with. So what I've done is put together a free short course for you called 12 Vocal Progress Killers. I'm going to show you how to overcome every single one of these vocal progress killers so that you can take your singing to the next level. All you got to do is hit this link right here to join me for the free short course, 12 Vocal Progress Killers. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well to see more vocal training content just like this. My name is Kegan. This is Foundation Vocal Method. Find your resonance, you'll find your voice. Let's talk soon.